Welcome to SAT TV's news. I am Shana Esprit, your presenter. Among the major developments, ICT Fest 2013 officially launched. CARICOM heads to consider new direction. Egyptians are fed up with Morsi. And in sports, Rounders National League hosts important meeting. Details of these will follow.
Me say we just get the remedy for the pagan them. Me just get the remedy for bad mind and jealousy. Who have you see me dead? Me just get the remedy, SAT TV. Jammy say. You don't know Javinci, you watching SAT TV. Lord, is it straight triple dose.
Welcome back. Ahead of Dominica's 2013 national budget, the Director of Audit, Mr. Clarence Christian, has stated that the national debt exceeds $700 million. The national debt refers to the total amount of money that a country's government has borrowed by various means.
Value of unpaid checks, that is checks that were in the Treasury and the people who have not collected them, $3,397,391, making a total central government debt of $702,080,779.
Mr. Christian says loans to statutory companies, which are guarantees by government, stands over $100,000.
There is what we call the domestic contingent liabilities, and this forms part of the debt. That is loans that to statutory corporations and statutory boards that the government guarantee, and then we say that it's part of the national debt. But this debt is not paid by the Treasury, it is paid by the Aid Bank, by DOASCO, and so on. So domestic contingent liabilities was $58,273,851. External contingent liabilities are $117,755,903. So if you add the central government debt and the debt of the statutory corporations, which we call contingent liabilities, that makes a total national debt of $878,110,743.
This represents 68% of the country's gross domestic product. The GDP is one of the primary indicators used to gauge the health of a country's economy, and it represents the total dollar value of all goods and services produced over a specific period of time. He also indicated that domestic contingent liabilities, which forms part of the national debt, is $117,755,903. In more news, high commendations were given to the dive sector in Dominica by United States divers from Aquatic Sales Agency, which represents 13 states and 500 dive shops from Washington, D.C. to Florida. Mr. Bill Sawyer from North Carolina had this to say about his adventure in Dominica.
We had heard of Dominica, and I came here to see what it was like firsthand. I purposely made my own travel arrangements to see how easy it was. I didn't let someone do it for me. I found it quite easy to get here, and I don't want to understate some of the, the time issues, but it's an accessible location. I saw beauty underwater, phenomenal dive sites that are colorful, well preserved, if I can use the word, that will be attractive to divers, both new and very experienced.
Mr. Sawyer said he saw beauty above water as he sat on a dive boat, and the raw beauty of nature on the island is phenomenal. According to him, he saw attractions that would appeal to other divers like himself. They will learn new things at each location, he added.
We did interact with some beautiful marine life, but I want to learn something about the people and the history of the location. And we have had some remarkable opportunities through some of the visits we've made, Fort Shirley being one example. I'm convinced that Dominica is a very appealing location.
There were not only praises about Dominica's natural beauty, but also of the people of Dominica as well.
The people are not just friendly, they are informed, they're engaging. That makes it, as a visitor, very appealing to me.
In other news, the official launch for the All We Need Is Love project will commence on Friday, July 5th at the People's Park in La Plaine from 6:30 p.m. In other news, the official launch for the All We Need Is Love project will commence on Friday, July 5th at the People's Park in La Plaine from 6:30 p.m. The organizers will host a Love Out Loud concert with performances from various youth groups within the Southeast District. The East Dominica Children's Federation, a local partner of Child Fund Caribbean, has been committed to making life better for children and youth by promoting healthy and secure infants, educating children, and equipping the youth with adequate skills. 5 young persons from the Southern District have been selected and trained to serve as youth ambassadors to the project through the support of the community leaders in related fields. The project will be piloted in the village of La Plaine and will include activities on leadership, personal development, and goal setting. It also focuses on behavior modification, mentoring younger children, opportunities for entrepreneurship, and advocacy to influence change in policies that promote the well-being of children and youth in the Caribbean. In more news, the Windsor Park Stadium will be buzzing with activity all week, as it is the venue for the Information Communication Technology Fest 2013 that runs from July 2nd to the 4th. This event will be celebrated under the theme, Empowering Citizens, Embracing the Future. Speaking at the official launch ceremony on Tuesday, July 2nd, Honorable Ambrose George, Minister of Information, Telecommunications and Constituency Empowerment, who represented the Prime Minister, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, stated, this ICT Fest builds on 2 previous ICT roadshows.
The theme, Empowering Citizens, Embracing the Future, clearly speaks to the placing of information communications technology into the hands of every citizen in Dominica in an effort at ensuring that they are exposed to the invaluable benefits and innumerable potential available in ICT. With the advent of the telephone, the computer, internet, and other related electronic communication devices and tools, ICT was conceived to show the interrelationship and interconnectivity of the seamless harmonization of the computer, mobile phones, tablets, software, and other electronic gadgets in the storage, retrieval, manipulation, transmission, or reception of information electronically in a digital form.
ICT technologies can make the difference in life and death with respect to the speed of health delivery for an intensive care patient or a seriously ill person, Mr. George stated. Mr. George revealed that the government has plans of expanding on ICT sectorial plans and strategies they have started as a national policy initiative and will develop all sectors of the economy using technologies. Parliamentary Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for ICT, Honorable Kelva Daru, noted, ICT is one of the most dynamic sectors we now have in Dominica and should further enhance amidst this knowledge-based economy. This is why the government has been working on ensuring all our schools have ICT labs, so our students at these various institutions will have first-hand knowledge on using computers, Mr. Daru added.
We also have to continue to place tremendous emphasis on our ICT policy. And I believe as we continue to progress, there has to be a review of these policies. And we'll continue to work together with the various stakeholders as a government to ensure that we can hear from you how best we can improve on various aspects of the ICT policy so as we can have greater impact and we can see the policy making a tremendous impact here in this country for the advancement of information technology.
Mr. Daru explained the government is currently in the process of a complete overhaul of the registry department to allow the public access to birth and death certificates, in addition to passport forms on the internet. This in turn will reduce the amount of paper used while cutting on spending within the public service. He said Dominicans should take advantage of this ICT Fest 2013 so that they can fully understand the importance of information communication technology.
Because even within the Ministry of Agriculture, I believe that to combat some of these diseases that we have, the black sigatoka, the citrus-bearing diseases, the use of technology can play a very integral role. Within the Ministry of Fisheries, you can make it much simpler for fishermen to get fish and to know exactly where to collect the fish. Within the Ministry of Health, for doctors to access patients' information, we have to ensure that we have a proper system in place. And we can ensure that we can have greater productivity and efficiency within all of these sectors. And I believe this partnership between the public and the private sector is integral in ensuring that we achieve our goals in the information technology sector.
Minister of National Security, Honorable Charles Savre, noted ICT is vital to Dominica as it facilitates the sharing of information between major agencies and the nations within our global village.
Some of the major developments in ICTs in Dominica can be found in the education, health, and entertainment sectors. ICTs have led to changes in areas such as knowledge management and human resource development. It has impacted the way business is conducted, facilitated learning and knowledge sharing, generated global information flows, empowered citizens and communities in ways that have redefined governance.
They can improve governance and strengthen democracy and citizen empowerment while helping to foster transparent governance by enhancing the interaction between government and the citizens, he explained. In other stories, even after facing pressure by members of the public, Triple K Band member Mr. David George, better known as Tazzy, says he will not apologize to the members of a group of young ladies from Roseau after using indecent language towards them at a recent Triple K show. The young ladies, who call themselves a presidential clique, were said to have spread rumors that the singer contracted the human immunodeficiency virus, which they indicated was the reason he had lost a significant amount of weight. However, Mr. George revealed that the reason for his weight loss is not of that nature, but that he was recently diagnosed with diabetes.
My heart was hurting me because I check in now that these people now, Benji just big up, you understand? And if you listen to all Triple K lives and clippings, you can never hear David bigging up presidential, you understand? There's no people I know, so I never bigging up them girls there. And as far as I understood that the one that was saying it was Shares Nail, and she came out the barbershop trying to apologize to me, and I tell her it's too late for that. You check? I tell her on Friday they will know what happening. You understand? And I do what I have to do on Friday.
Mr. George said the only people he will apologize to is the public, the children who were at the show, the promoters and the organizers of that show. But he will never apologize to the presidential clique because what is done is done. He reminisced on an incident which really broke him down as a man and made him realize how far the rumor about him had spread.
I went up to Scottsdale and play on Sunday, and after I was through playing, I went off stage and I go and buy some chicken to bring for my girlfriend. And a man watched me and tell me, say Ukitazi? I tell him yes. Oh, we need AIDS, tell you call more. You understand? So that all over the place, Tazia AIDS. You understand? When it's diabetes I have. You understand? And I could take it further. I could take them to court. You understand? But I don't have time for them to get a thing there.
When contacted, the member of the presidential clique, whom Mr. George mentioned, came to the barber shop and apologized to him, stated she does not know anything about spreading any rumors about him. Member of the presidential clique, Miss Shirlene Xavier, stated when she confronted her friend who it is alleged spread the rumor, she denied doing so and also denied ever going to the barber shop to apologize to him about the matter.
But however, we just want to say, I'm going to be the bigger person and apologize to Tazzy, knowing that I was innocent. Because certain things Tazzy is saying in this song, I know that it is not for me personally, because I'm not that kind of a person. But right about now, our name is kind of like all over Dominica. Because of that song, it's like it was just a disaster which didn't happen. And on that night, we came to the jam and we knew nothing about it. And as far as people say, our friend knew about it and she set us up. A lot of people around would tell you that we were quite shocked to see what was occurring that night, and we left the jam.
Ms. Xavier said as a result of this incident, she has decided to cut ties with the presidential clique, as she is a positive young lady who is working hard as a hospitality and a tourism major at the Dominica State College to create a bright future for herself. Another member of the presidential clique, Ms. Kezia Scotland, stated, based on what she knows, the group suffered the consequences of the action by one person in the group, and that is not fair. Tazi knows who the culprit is, and I think he should have addressed her individually and not the group. Therefore, she made the decision to no longer be a member of the presidential clique. She went on to say when the group was originally formed, there was never any intention of defaming anyone's character. In more news, Minister of Education, Mr. Peter Seja, said there are many scholarship opportunities available to youth as a result of Dominica's government relationship with other friendly governments. I speak of the investments of the new Dominica State College to give you the best opportunity for high-quality tertiary education, he stated. Mr. Seja also referred to the transferred grants, uniform allowance, school registration grants, school textbook scheme, school bus services, and the payments for private bus drivers.
Transporting our students to and from school, and several other initiatives that as a government we have ensured that through the Education Trust Fund we offer to the young people of our beloved country. Under the Dominica Enhancement or Education Enhancement Project, the government of Dominica has invested $3.1 million in technical and vocational education.
In regard to visual arts, he said this is to ensure that the students are prepared to enter a progressive workforce. This government is looking out for your education. However, it is entirely up to you whether you take a keen interest in your own development if you are to experience true success, he noted.
Through a process of thinking, analyzing, and deciding what you want to achieve in your life. Then, be proactive. Take responsibility and never stop learning, because continuous learning is a fundamental activity in a successful and purposeful life. I leave with you the expressed hope that you will engage in work and tap into your talents and fuel your passion that arises out of a need in a world that you feel drawn by conscience to meet.
Mr. Seja urged the youth to become good citizens, one with social conscience as they seek to make a successful life of their own. The more schooling you obtain, the more your average salary rises. According to the minister, individuals who attend college are employed at higher rates and with greater consistency. Individuals with less than a high school degree are 3 times as lucky as a person with a bachelor's degree to be unemployed. In other news, the Dominica Cancer Society has been very active in the advocacy of cancer care for all Dominicans affected by the disease. As part of their fundraising activity, a walk for cancer care is high on the agenda. The walk, which will be held on October 5th, 2013, is part of creating public awareness on the disease, as well as raising funds to assist cancer patients. The set target of the Dominica Cancer Society is $100,000.
On Saturday, we launched our walk for cancer care. The highlight of the launching was the presentation of sponsorship packaging to volunteer team leaders. They are going to go out and recruit team members for the purpose, first of all, of collecting sponsorship funds for the walk.
2 groups will be participating in the walk, beginning from 4:30 p.m. The expedition will consist of various routes, one from Simmons Bar in Massac, another at Point Michel, and then will climax at the Dame Eugenia Charles Boulevard. Mrs. Royer said last year was a success for the society when they raised $49,000, $1,000 short of their set target of $50,000.
At the moment, we are encouraging people to respond to our collectors, those persons who will go around and ask for assistance. Last year, we almost met our target of $50,000. We came very, very close to that, something like 48 or 49,000. And this year, we are looking forward to really doubling that amount. So we are appealing to the public to be generous as usual and to understand that we are only collecting to give back, and we give back everything that we collect and more.
Mrs. Royer said the society is always assisting cancer patients who are in need.
We assist them even for the local treatment. I always remind people we are not a funding agency, but we are a support group. And we see the need, we are faced with the need all the time, and so that is our way of helping. And the people we help are our people, your aunts, your uncles, whoever, and please be generous and help the Cancer Society.
An online petition was launched in June by the Cancer Society, along with regional organizations geared at improving access for cervical cancer screening within the region. In other stories, Fortune resident Marvin Daisy, better known as Star Black, is an upcoming local hip-hop artist who has always had a deep interest for music from a very young age. Although Marvin focuses on English hip-hop, he also caters to the French arena through his French music. I only decided to enter the music industry 3 years ago. At that time, I only played the keyboard, he noted.
I was a big fan of the rap music, and it's like I saw a couple people that I used to do music with emerge to a next level, and that has given me a feel to music more, to take myself to the next level. Because like I used to play keyboard, and then like my career in keyboard never really take off nowhere, and it's like I'd love to sing, so it's like that was like the next step.
So you sing or you rap?
Well, rap, sing. Some people call it singing, some people call it rapping, whichever way you call it.
Okay. Despite the music genre, Daisy's music is filled with positive energy and messages. His favorite song thus far is Winner, a single from his latest album. The song was released on Vibes Radio on Friday 21st June.
The Winner is basically a track about, it's like, no matter the situation you go on, you face in life, don't make people bring you down, don't make people tell you you cannot make it. You can always make it because nothing is hard to learn in life. At the end of the day, you can push yourself to make it to the top. Like coming out in the struggle, making it to success. Yeah. And that track is featured in a partner of mine, it's in Quada.
What's the main disadvantage of being a local artist? What do you find most hard?
Well, Dominica do not really have a music base for like hip-hop music. It's more on our local music, booyah, calypso and such. Yeah, so in that sense, it's very hard for a local artist like me to make it in the industry. Like we have to go out there and push our music to make it and then come back home.
One of the ways that the public can support me and my music is by listening to my songs and supporting local artists like myself, he said. Daisy has performed at the Portsmouth Beach Hotel as well as the Anchorage Hotel. His album is expected to be released next month. We now go to a preview of his favorite song, Winner.
No matter where I go or where I come from, I told you my people I'ma be a winner. Despite the trouble that we had to run from, I told you my people I'ma be a winner, yeah. I'ma be a winner, yeah. I'ma be a winner, and that's what I'm gonna be. This is Saturday Comes, the boy Star Black you're watching.
And in court news, 24-year-old Marcusson Prince from Grand Fort was cautioned by Magistrate Candia Curry George as he stood in court for the second time in 2 months for similar offenses. The facts of the case state that on June 6, 2013, the defendant Marcusson Prince reported to work at 6 a.m. at the Rosalie Bay Resort. The defendant went into the maintenance room of the said property, took an orange and white 3500 chainsaw and placed it in a crocker's bag which he hid in the Turtle House on the beach. After working hours, Mackerson proceeded to the Turtle House, retrieved the crocker's bag with the chainsaw and went to Dillis's. On Friday, June 20th at 2 p.m., he gave Vincent Blaise the chainsaw, who took it and went to Louviers. A complaint was then made by the representatives of the resort to the police on June 20th at the La Plaine police station about the missing chainsaw. The police then met with the defendant and informed him of the charges against him. He admitted to stealing the chainsaw from the room and said he gave it to his cousin Vincent Blaise to sell. Constable George E., the investigating officer in the matter, went in search of the chainsaw and approached Mr. Blaise, who told them that the chainsaw was exported to St. Vincent. Mr. Blaise was unable to stand a trial due to the fact that he was admitted to the Princess Margaret Hospital. Inspector Claude Wicks reminded the court to take into consideration that the defendant is known to the court for similar offences. Magistrate Kande Keret George told the defendant that hard work and determination perseveres, and it is wrong to bite the hands that feed you. Mackerson Prince, in his last words, said he is a very hard-working man who has made wrong choices and is remorseful for his actions. Prince pled guilty to theft and was charged $2,000 to be paid by November 30th, 2013, or in default spend 4 months in prison. He was also charged $2,500 in compensation to Rosalie Bay Resort to be paid by July 31st, 2013, or in default spend 4 months imprisonment. To date, the chainsaw has not been recovered. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.
Okay, we are very pleased to announce that the ICT Fest officially commenced this morning with a very exciting ceremony. And we want to really invite persons to come into the ICT Fest because it's very exciting. Our booths are well set up. We have companies such as Lime, Dominica State College, Adrenaline Ads, Domlec, National Bank. They are all here with well-organized booths. We want to entice persons to come to the ICT Fest at the Windsor Park Stadium. Its products and services are on discounted prices. Of course, tomorrow we are going to have our exhibition on the government and small businesses, and we're really extending a special invitation to all patrons. We want to stress on our entertainment and the food that's available. You see, it's a nice combination of food, education, and entertainment. Now, what can be better? That, I think, is the perfect package. So we really want persons to come down to the Windsor Park Stadium and really take part. I mean, we're starting from 12 noon, and we're going until 6. And of course, we're doing that tomorrow as well as Thursday. We have entertainment like Mel C and other live entertainment, so we're really encouraging persons to come along and be part of that. You don't want to miss such an exciting competition.